Well, Chuck, here we are again. We just finished shooting one, and we're going to go back at it. Thank you all for tuning in to the next episode of the Benchton Podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about, briefly, some of the new technologies we brought on in the past 2 or 3 years. We've done a lot of these in podcasts before, but never kind of in one swoop. And I wanted to paint the picture for you guys about just how much we at Benchmark here are looking for the next technology to innovate, to help our customers kind of do their jobs a little bit easier. So I brought the man who knows everything, or just enough to be dangerous with me today. So let's dive right in. I'm just going to name off the companies, and we don't have to go a whole lot into it, but I just want your feedback on why Benchmark decided to bring these products on board. The first one we're going to talk about is the Pix4D Vidoc. Now, we've obviously had a very long relationship with Pix4D on their software side, but when they introduced the Vidoc, their first hardware, I know you were excited to bring it on. What was it about Vidoc that made you so anxious to get it in here?
One is ease of use. Traditionally we've had to deploy a training team to go implement technologies for customers that were new getting into it. It's just so easy to use. I mean, literally, if you can, start and stop a video on an iPad or iPhone, you can utilize this technology in the field and be able to reproduce in a digital format what's in the real world instantaneously. It's unheard of. Yeah. So it's not an end-all be-all product. It's a supplement to other technology out there, but it produces extremely valuable deliverables in a short period of time with not much operator input. So it's just ease of use, and at the same time we're diversifying. Every market we serve is exploding, which basically means there's a lot more customers than now versus 7 years ago. So with technology, softwares and hardwares, really changing at a speed now that's unheard of. I mean, 7 times what they were 10 years ago. Yeah. So that's really allowing all these other industries that we've diversified into to really enjoy the benefits of technology, but at a basically lower cost to implement, sure, and a faster uptime to get to where it's profitable for them.
The next project we brought on, which was actually right around the same time we brought Pix4D Vidoc on, was the GeoSLAM. What is GeoSLAM, and why were we so excited to bring that one on board?
Well, originally I ran across the let's say the Eastern U.S. sales representative from GeoSLAM, or it may have been at a trade show, and just kind of get a brief introduction of the product and what applications they worked in, and kind of the workflows, and it sort of made sense. So it made enough sense for us to set up a meeting, and they come in, and I had a couple of our technical folks in the meeting, and to give them credit, after about 30 minutes, we seen the workflow, and myself and our team, we were asking, we thought we were missing something. It just looked too easy, yep, and it produced a deliverable. It was unbelievable, just in a few short minutes. Actually, it was inside of our 30,000 square foot building, and we literally mapped and created a floor plan of the whole building in less than 5 minutes. And this same project, we had used a terrestrial scanner on a tripod, and it took multiple setups and multiple days to produce the same deliverable. Yep. Like we're missing something, right? It cannot be this easy. Yep. We were like sort of mad at ourselves because did we miss several years in technology here, or what? Right. What happened? And so that we seen immediately, and we just kind of went through this process again and validated, yes, it's real and it's accurate, and this is how it works. So we were blown away, and they were questioning why we even, done projects any other way. So I just had this conversation literally this week. If you're in, doing certain applications and surveying, and if you don't have, say, GPS, a robot, and a GeoSLAM, and a drone, really you're not getting the best efficiency that's out there. So it's back to I'll put it in the basket with the rest of our products. It's extremely easy to use, and it produces a very accurate deliverable quickly, almost on the go. So extremely easy to implement. You literally turn the unit on in a couple steps. You're off and running, collecting your data.
Yeah.
So it shifts most of the field work back into the office.
Wow. So I'm going to ask that again because we actually never said it was a handheld LiDAR.
Yeah.
You went right into it. So which is cool.
Yeah.
So we'll just go. So what exactly is GeoSLAM?
So GeoSLAM, the hardware, is actually a LiDAR scanner with a series of IMUs and a power source and basically a hard drive to store where you walk. So, the other products in that basket conventionally or traditionally would have been a terrestrial scanner that sits on a tripod. So now we've gone from a static survey to a dynamic survey.
Okay.
So this device can be used to walk around with inside of a structure. You can mount it to a vehicle, capture data on the go, ATV or what have you, any type vehicle, and capture data. So it unleashes you from being stationary.
Gotcha.
And doing multiple setups.
Very cool. So let's switch over while I got this on my mind. So we talked about in the last one some of the sports turf. So let's talk about that. And so I'm just looking right behind you. I see Swazi. What is Swazi?
So Swazi is a robotic line painter for sports fields. It comes in a couple different form factors. One form factor, you push it, and then the GPS or robotic controlled arm moves in and out to keep precisely your paint head on the line.
Yep.
So basically there's a template in the Android tablet that you pick for whatever sports field you want.
Okay.
You calibrate it, which is essentially just hitting two corners of a field. You lay your template on that. You can customize things at will.
Yep.
So then at that point you can either start pushing the unit, and the actuator arm moves it in and out to keep it on the line. So as long as you're within a 8 to 10 inches of that line, it'll do the rest for you.
Okay.
It's not been a big seller for us. The next level up has been the bigger seller with the most activity, which is full robotics. So once you get it all set up, you can just literally hit a button on your tablet, and it starts painting. And it paints the field in the most efficient manner that it feels it can accomplish the task.
Okay. Cool. On that same line, we'll stay in the same arena, but the other thing we brought on was Tracknology. So what is Tracknology?
So we brought on Tracknology, which is another, I call it semi-autonomous painter. You do have to have an operator on the machine.
Okay.
But it does auto steer of a UTV or a tractor with a paint skid.
Okay.
To basically paint a template via an iPad. So this particular system uses iOS to drive it. We brought it on because we've seen that it's a higher productivity type unit. So a lot of these complexes have multiple fields.
Sure.
And it's nice to have a UTV with the paint system on it. You can throw all the paint needed for the day in the bed of it, along with the paint system.
Yep.
Go paint. It's also universal in a fashion that, say, during the off season where you're not playing sports, we can take that same hardware, put it on a tractor for doing aerovation or mowing if needed in the spring.
Sure.
To do auto steer on that.
Okay.
And coming soon, we'll be able to take that same technology into a golf course and control, spray head, each nozzle on a sprayer to really make that an efficient process and cut down on input cost.
Wow. I actually didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool. Moving on. This is one of the first products we brought on when I was new. So the ABI Force, the Z23. Let's go over that real quick.
So I guess there's a couple of us on the team that had been watching this particular unit online, just on social media. It really, we had a perception it's kind of a tool to do everything. And immediately we're like, well, there's no tool that can do everything that's really efficient at any individual task.
Yep.
So we had a customer of ours basically informed me that ABI was going from a factory direct type sales model to setting up distribution.
Okay.
So myself and a couple of our team members flew up to their factory literally within a couple of weeks of that introduction And after running the machine for about 10 minutes, we've seen it was a legitimate, productive machine that is good at all these tasks, which is really unheard of. So we were extremely excited to get going. You know, we had a learning curve. We had to come back and reach out and find people that really knew that industry to bring onto our team. To really be effective at going out and representing this product, which we have done, and we're continuing to expand. With the initial focus was on sports fields. That's where ABI was, originally focusing as well. That and equine facilities. So we've done quite well in the sports athletic field, laser grading renovation process for sports fields with it. And it's kind of naturally crossed over into landscaping now. So it's a very efficient tool for a landscaper to employ. Again, it solves some labor challenges. But there's several points or reasons why you would want to invest in this product for all of these markets we're discussing. And we'll be glad to bring machines out and demo and introduce you to it for you to see for yourself how it'll apply to your application. Yeah.
I mean, it is a catch-all machine. It's a lot of fun to use too. The last two are kind of on the same line, but we'll do the scale and control waste system. That thing is pretty nifty. That's our newest product that we brought on board. So just let's go over that real quick. What's that about?
So I guess early in my career, I did work for a scale company. Different type applications, but there's always a need to know a weight when you're moving material around.
Absolutely.
And we've had relationships with a couple different suppliers, and we've really never, I'd say it's more on us, taking it serious. But as time goes on, there's more and more regulation, and just happened to cross paths with Scale and Control. I had a great conversation. They manufacture a very easy-to-use, affordable system, and it's just kind of a natural fit. It fits every industry that we serve currently, and majority of the hardware is similar to what we currently represent, sale and service.
Sure.
It's just a different interface on an Android tablet, which is pretty common amongst all these things. So we're really excited to be able to take that and deliver that to the forklift industry, for excavators, for your, lawn supply retailers out here.
Sure.
So we know there's a big market there, and there's finally a cost-effective, reliable system that's easy to use available for these customers.
Awesome. Yeah, the Android tablet it's like 5 buttons. It's super easy. Doesn't take much. Last but not least is the iDig system. That's been by far, I think, one of the biggest products that we've brought on board. So let's go over that real quick.
Yeah, I mean, the iDig system actually had been around for quite a while, and it seemed like we were getting more and more interest in a easy-to-use system to just accomplish, septic tank installations, footings, ditching, just be able to go to a certain grade and slope.
Yeah.
And we had actually, as a company, tried multiple manufacturer systems over the years. And they all worked to some degree, but it was either a cost issue for a customer or too hard to learn the process and the display issue, or maybe lack of support from that particular manufacturer.
Yeah.
And then, I think we crossed paths with iDig, and they came in. We actually installed a system on one of our machines. And, our sales team quickly noticed the opportunity there because it's, an hour installation, maybe an hour to calibrate and train an operator, and it just works. You don't have to charge batteries. It's solar powered. It's all wireless. It's easy to move from machine to machine.
Yeah.
So that particular market is growing exponentially right now. So there's a need for technology there that, again, is cost-effective and easy to implement.
Yeah.
And it's reliable. So this product fit all those needs, and we've grown a pretty good market, and still a lot more work to do, but it's an exciting product. It works.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, quick and dirty, guys. Just I wanted to kind of highlight some of the newer products we brought on. Of course, we still carry TopCon. They continue to push the envelope. I mean, just since I've been here, the X53X auto excavator, the new MC Max system for the excavators and bulldozers. Continually pushing the envelope there.
Yeah, and there's another suite of products, MC Mobile, coming out for some of your smaller machines. So it's going to be an exciting time here.
Yeah. So I want to thank you guys for checking back in on, I guess, episode 1.5. I don't know if you want to call this a full second episode, but again, Chuck, thank you for sitting in and knocking this one out with me. Thank you guys again for checking back in. Episode 2 is going to be Kelly going over just to grow the benchmark, and then we're excited to have in episode 3 Spencer Dixon, who is our inside service lead, kind of go over why service department, you hit on this already, Chuck, but why service from his point of view is so important. Hope you guys check all those out. And again, as John would say, you've just been benched in. Have a good one. Thank you.